All right, let's get the music off. And we are back coding. So today, Audie was coding. This is also a break right now. Start coding or updating the Prometheus code in LangFlow since it wasn't working. And now it is. So I guess I could take you through the code before we start building the dashboard for Prometheus and Grafana. So LangFlow has observability that comes with the project, and there's a lot of code there. The problem is that it wasn't working. So let me take you through the changes I made. There's quite a few changes I made, and it is working now. I just deployed it. I was about to build dashboards, and I thought, hey, let's jump in the stream. So we can see metrics coming in right now, so it's all good. The scraper is working, pod monitor is working, the endpoint is working, so it's all, we have metrics, we're live. Now let's go through the code changes, because there were a lot of code changes to the LangFlow project that we forked from GitHub. The first thing I decided to do is provide the ability to run the matrix on the same port as the application, and also give you an option to kick off another server and run on a different port. Now, there's obviously pros and cons to that. So that's the first code I actually changed. Also, you see what the problem was. So before I made these changes, the code that was there was, I should just grab some code here to give you an example of code that was there before. Let's go a little bit further back. All right, so let me give you a little bit of explanation, a little bit, to show you the landscape a bit before I show the changes. So if you scroll down, it's going too fast, too far. Let me see, where is that piece of code that we just updated? Yeah, okay, here. So this thing here, how it was done before. Let's just make it a little bit bigger. So before on the project, they had, this enable flag, and they also had the port. So you provide two environment variables to your deployment. And then it's used to create this HTTP server, okay, from Prometheus client. And the second part was they had Prometheus, they use OpenTelemetry as well at the same time. So this Prometheus client is supposed to work with OpenTelemetry. So if I scroll a little bit higher, where's my OpenTelemetry here? So, because I already updated as well. So here, and OpenTelemetry, right? So they had, they started a server, and they also had the code here to kick off OpenTelemetry and set it up with Prometheus metrics reader, right? So this piece of code changed because that wasn't incorrect. So first of all, I updated this piece of code here where it kicks off the OpenTelemetry, and now it actually makes the Prometheus reader the default meta provider here from OpenTelemetry, and that made it work in most situations. So the problem is that when we look at the metrics, it originally was set up. If I go back to, here, we only saw the Python ones, right? So after updating the OpenTelemetry code, we were able to see the FastAPI routes, but then there was another bug in there. There was inconsistency between the client and OpenTelemetry, right? There's just two competing things, right? So that's what I changed. So going back into the code. So anyway, so this is the first change. So now you always configure the meta provider with the Prometheus reader from OpenTelemetry. And the second change is that here, once you enable Prometheus, we use the make ASGI app. So this is for Prometheus client, but this is their own way of creating a server, right? And then here I'm adding it to metrics endpoint on the same server, or you have an option to actually run it on a different server. So if you just run the code the way it is right now, and you have this new variable called inline, you're just going to add it to your current routes, and it could be /metrics. You can just pick it up there, right? Now, if you want to run a different server, add a kind of another piece of code here where when the telemetry starts, you can start the metrics server here. Now, what happens here? I add a couple more variables here to control the log level and the host for this new server, and basically it starts a new thread because this is blocking. So Prometheus, so the scraping process is blocking. So it kicks off a new thread. So it's a daemon thread as well. So it's not going to be blocking. Plus, if it it runs the background, it doesn't impact the main thread for your FastAPI server. And this thread just kicks off a new server here, which that's the logging for that's the scrapes the metrics for you, right? So you can scrape the metrics on this specific. So here you can see we create the app, the make a CGA app. Again, this is straight from Prometheus client. They provide this function for you. So they create the server for you here, right? And then you can just return that, plop it into your server, and Bob's your uncle, you're good to go, right? So you don't have to create a new one. Now, the reason it wasn't working before is depending on how you deploy things. So again, probably the way they were testing it locally in containers on the VM, right? You get different results because the way the Prometheus clients interacted with the OpenTelemetry wasn't the best, right? It was also when I deployed in Kubernetes cluster, I didn't see the metrics. When I was running locally, I did see the metrics, right? So there's just a sequence of events that happened there, which was not great. So we tried to kind of resolve all these issues. Also, I did try to follow exactly how Prometheus client actually says on the website how to do it, right? So you can see that's what they suggest as well, right? So this is for FastAPI and Unicorn. So why not follow the advice here? Or you can just go, just basic HTTP app. Anyway, so that's since I haven't updated since last year. Okay, whatever. So it's been a while since they're recommending this, right? So I just followed the recommendation. So I sort of did it because that's how I always do it, and I looked it up, and it's exactly how I did it. So I looked up the documentation after. But anyway, so the documentation matches exactly how I'm doing it, right? And the only difference here is that they also suggest for you to create kind of this this registry for your metrics and registering. Use the multiprocessor collector, because otherwise you're going to lose it between different processes, right? So we're not running a multiprocessor processing version of the Unicorn. It's FastAPI, so it's async main thread type of thing, right? So in our case, we don't have to add this. Anyways, so just following standards here. Anyway, so that's what the code is. So it's following standards. There's quite a few changes there, but now it is working. Tested locally, tested in container, deployed in a cluster. It's working. So there you go. So it's working on different use cases now, and that's it. So also added tests as well. So just for just to be a good citizen in this project, we also added quite a few tests here to test it as well, right? Just to confirm that it's running. So yeah, I don't do full test coverage here, but just enough to test the basic functionality, right? Anyway, so I always like to add unit tests just to verify what I'm doing is working. And now you don't get some weird issues now where I'm running locally, it works, I go to class, it doesn't work, right? It works everywhere. It's consistent right now across environments. So that's great. All right. So it was deployed into our cluster now, so with the backend. And now its data is being scraped. So because new container's been built, new container's been deployed. And I'm actually seeing the metrics come in right now into our in Grafana from Prometheus, right? So the next step is to build the dashboard. So we can get some metrics from a FastAPI server. Now I like to build the dashboards in 2 stages, right? I like to kind of start it in Grafana, build it there, test it there, and then delete it, put it back into our infrastructure as code, and deploy with Terraform. So then you can imagine in Git, because once I do it in Grafana, once redeploy Grafana, you lose the changes, right? Since we build Grafana from Git, so the dashboards from Git. So I'm going to start a new dashboard and then get it nice to a point where it's good, and then we'll just move it to Terraform, and then we'll maintain it in Terraform code. All right, let's do this. All right. So first, I want to see if I can repurpose some of the other dashboards that we have. So let me just kick off, put this in a new tab. So we already created a FastAPI dashboard a while ago. Now I want to see if I can maybe repurpose this one here. Probably not, because that one was, we had custom metrics there. But you know what? Maybe I can just use it as a starting point just to kind of get some feedback now. Here, we really care about just a RESTful API endpoints here and how they're doing. So we're going to be following a methodology here from observability called used or read, both of them. Or it's similar. They're both similar. Used. So actually, let me put this in the screen here somewhere, so you know what the hell I'm talking about. Let's go to Google Drive. I already have some Drive slides there. So I think it's an application journey. Let's see. I remember these slides when I went cray with these slides. Anyway, so we're following the usual kind of observability methodology. We have tracing metrics, logs, and Sentry. So we're going to focus on the metrics part right now. Maybe do some log metrics here in between as well. And for the methodology that we're going to be following is, where the hell I put those methodologies? I know I have them somewhere here. There we go. So we're going to be doing read and maybe a little bit of use. So read means rate error duration. So the idea here is you focus on the key signals. So you don't want to just create a dashboard for everything. You just want to create for the stuff they really care about, and then over time add more to the dashboard, make it better over time. So a lot of people are familiar with the 4 golden signals. That's from the SRE book, right? Right. So we'll sort of do kind of combination of all 3 different methodologies here. Like I really care about the utilization, and I really care about the the errors and the rate, right? Requests per second per for different routes. Anyway, so that's the plan. All right, let's get this done. All right, so dashboards. I'm gonna create a new dashboard. Let me just grab the JSON from this one here. So all these dashboards are JSON objects, so it's very easy to just kind of store them in Git and move them around because they're just JSON objects, right? All right, I'll just create a new one. Let's just do it ourselves. Prometheus. All right. Just going to apply and dump my JSON object here. Right. And let's change some of the keys. So there's a unique key that comes with every dashboard. So where's the key? Give me 1 second. Gen ID is this one here. One more. We have. title time zone. Hold on, let me just grab this. It's always painful when you start, but then we can get into it fast. Okay. Anyways, that's going to be our dashboard here. So there's the UID. There we go. I'm going to change that to FastAPI. I'm just going to make a specific one for LangFlow. Maybe we can share with the guys after. So FastAPI, LangFlow. Let's do it that way. All right. Don't save here. And then I want to change. What else I want to change? I want to change. Yeah, the gen ID. Yeah, so the gen ID. I don't even know. Is there a gen ID generated there right now? What's the gen ID? Because if it is, we're going to dump it. No, let's see. Okay, cool. And remove the ID. Okay. That should make it unique enough for us to save. Okay. Oh, what happened with the save? What happened with the save? Is there a bug in here? What's happening? Why is this going back to some weird version? Save changes? Has been changed by someone else. Oh, holy crap, man. We're back to our usual bugs. Okay. All right. Let's do this again. Discard changes. Yes. This is interesting. There's nothing here. So we're adding this right now, and there's really just not much here. Just couple panels. It should cause no problems here. Right? Has been changed by someone else. Okay, so obviously there's a bug in here. Okay, because nobody else is changing this but me. All right, thank you, Grafana. Okay, well, let's do this. Oh, Jeebus. All right, whatever. Let's just add panel by panel. It just doesn't matter. Whatever. Just throw some panels in here for my. All right. Grab some panels here. And then we'll fiddle with the panels. There's quite a few things we have to change here, but just go one step at a time, as they tell me I should do. All right, panels, we're good. Let's replace the panels. Where is my panels? Here, panels. Oh, do we also get templating as well? Let me just double check. Because I don't care about templating that much. I just want the panels. Close the annotations, close the panels. Yeah, we got more than panels. Okay, so template. Yeah, don't care about the template right now. Yeah, we'll add on templating. All right, just the panels. Shoop. Grab that, bad boy. Just to bootstrap the work so we don't have to waste too much time. There we go. What the bloody hell is happening? Why can't you save? Let me see. Save the dashboard. No. Oh my goodness. Okay, this is just annoying. All right, whatever. Let me just do it one by one then. All right, we're just gonna go straight from beginning. It's gonna be our backend LangFlow dashboard, FastAPI. All right, let me just save this and then, yeah, save it. Are they punking me? Hold on. Is this broken some funny way where it created the... It did save it. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay, so we're gonna have to just deal with some React errors, I suppose here. Anyways, let's just. I'm glad it actually created it. It just okay, whatever. Just go edit it. Not a good start. Lots of bugs. Let's call this backend LangFlow FastAPI. Okay. That's one thing we gotta change. The next thing we're going to do is variables. All right, so the variables upname. So let me see. Right, FastAPI info. So let me open this one here. So we have a couple of things to choose from to actually get the. So right now I'm trying to figure out sort of the drop down so we can actually grab multiple different servers. There we go. So we have this service name. So we can use this one here. That seems like a good candidate. This is a target info here. It seems to be added to each one. So we can tease out LangFlow. So we have everything in here and in the metrics. Everything has a service name LangFlow. So that's something that they add part of the open telemetry. So we can use that as a way to grab metrics here. Let's confirm that. What about this one here? This one is, let me see, it has what? Server name, server host. Okay, so I'm not happy with this because it doesn't have enough to create kind of workload. So this is sort of like looking at a SQL statement where we're trying to build a dashboard where we control the work class, and the work class is what's inside these little brackets here, right? So we have the metrics name, and then we have the metrics properties here, and we can use the properties to select the specific metrics, a group of them, right? That's usually the goal. Now, if you look at here, there's not much information here to go on. So let me just double check if usually we kind of append or change it when it goes to Kubernetes cluster. That's addition things that we run, right? So, and in this case, we see that we do have additional information. So running locally, we don't have that additional, but here we have the container, we have the metrics, the endpoint. So, but the service is not the same, right? Okay. So let me think. You can probably go based on the job. So this is the scraping job. This is the one that comes from the pod monitor, and we control that name part of our Terraform deployment. Okay. So we have that. So that's configurable. So we can probably do a drop down for jobs. So if we create this to be used by multiple FastAPI, let's not do that. Let's just do it for LangFlow. So then we can limit this to, we can hard code some of these things, right? So things like the container, things like the namespace, unless we have multiple LangFlows running different namespaces. So you know what, let me add that. Let's add a namespace, and then everything else will be hard coded. And maybe a pod now. All right, let's start with the namespace. All right, let's go back, new plan. So here, I'm not gonna use the target. First, it's going to be label, values, label. We're going to use, let's use namespace, okay? And for the namespace, we want to use, so we know it's a FastAPI, LangFlow FastAPI. So we can use still a target info. Let's look at the target info. Let's see if that's a good one here. I want to know if it actually has the, yeah, it does, okay? So we just confirm the target info. We can use it to get the namespace. And what else we can do here? Try to find a way to exclude this, make it really identifiable in a sea of pods and containers. So let's do it that way. Get the target info that has the service name LangFlow, and get from then have to get the namespace, okay? So that means that we're only grabbing namespaces that are where LangFlow is deployed. Now this we know is set in code, so every deployment of LangFlow will have this. And then we can use the target metrics to get the namespace, okay, all the stuff namespaces. So let's go. So select metric target info, target. Okay. So right away you see Kuber LangFlow. Now let's make this, let's filter this as well. So in this filter, we're going to add, where else? Service name, and service name has to be LangFlow, okay? Perfect, okay, so now, there you go, apply. This is gonna be namespace. Application name is gonna be namespace, okay? Namespace. Just give it a namespace where LangFlow is deployed. LangFlow is deployed, okay? And it could be multiple namespaces that this comes back with, and we can select different ones. So for example, if you're having one cluster and you have dev QA in your cluster, you can get both of these things here. Just makes it convenient. All right, save this dashboard. Okay. So right now, see the namespace here. We have LangFlow, boom. Okay, so now we have a dropdown. All right, let's just now go and edit some other things here. Version. So I like to get Python version, so I know which Python I'm running. So let's just update this one here. Let's see what we have here. Right. So FastAPI info is not good enough for this group of metrics that we register. So for Python, I'm going to get this one, Python info. Okay. So Python info is the one that's going to give me my version of the Python, you know, my major, minor version, and I'm just going to grab that version here. Probably that's it. So going back. So here, and I'm going to assume that every metric has namespace because that's something we just automatically add. And then here I can reference the namespace dropdown now. Namespace. And I want the, I'm grouping this by not FastAPI version. Is there FastAPI version there too? Because we can combine them both into one. You know what? I might probably go back and add that later. So once I do another deployment, I'll add FastAPI version to our list of versions, because I do see that we have a Python version, we have an Open Telemetry version. We have Telemetry SDK here, so that's not the same as LangFlow version. So it would be nice to add LangFlow version and FastAPI version, so we know which version is okay. So let's deal with Python first, and next time when we edit the code, we'll add additional custom metrics to register the FastAPI version and the code version. Anyway, so Python version. So I'm not going to do a sum now since we're doing one. So I'm just going to grab this right now, like so. Let's run the query. Let's see how badly it comes back with. So let's adjust this one. So this has to be a single value. Now Python info here is a metric, so it changes over time. We don't care for it changing over time because it's going to be the same. So it's not going to be time series. It's going to be a table. Let's make it. Let's also change this here. So this is just going to be version. Okay. Not instant. Let's do table format. Right. What else do we want to do here? And it is version, right? Just to double check. This one here, it's version. Okay, cool. I just want this part of the metrics, not the 1.0. Let's just move this up. All right, let me see what we have here. Okay, let's call this Python version. Title, just Python version as well. Okay. What is this? All values calculated, limit. Oh yeah, here. So we don't want these values here. So these fields. I want version. Yeah, let's adjust this a bit. We're getting the whole thing right now here. Let me actually remove this for now. So, oh, thank you for the bugs, Grafana. It just closed on me. We're gonna have to deal with some of these bugs here. Okay, let's see what we can do here. I want to do what? Let me see. What can we do here? That's simple. I don't want to format some of these things here. So we are displaying with just one row. Selected field should be included in the panel. I do just want the version, not the whole thing. Value will be 1.0. Oh boy, what's this one here? Yeah. It's coming back to me slowly. How are we going to adjust this? I want what? Which one I want? I want the version. Yeah. So this one here. And I'm trying to remember which, like when it comes to panels, just to get one version, one metric. I'm trying to remember which is it. It's a bit confusing now. Right. Okay. Yeah, that's what I thought. These values here, and I go limit 2. Yeah, so this is this is where always the problem lies when it comes to dealing with some of these things. Okay, so you know what? Let me just get all of them, and then I can do what's I call it? Backend poetry. Wait a minute, did I just transform data right last time? Holy crap! Grafana gonna kill me. So I want to convert a single time series value into not the value. I only just get the metrics label, not the value. Okay, that's the goal here. So let me just double check my my previous one. Sure, I see the message. Yeah. Let me double check this Grafana dashboard I had here, because every time I do this, I keep forgetting which variable to change, which parameter to change. So let me see. Let's have a peek at Bitbucket quickly, since we've done this a few times already. Every time, like a fruit fly, it leaves my brain. So we need to extract a label from the metrics, and all right, single stat. I had one value here. Oh, is this just the right panel option? Yeah, single stat. Yeah, it is a single stat. Okay, good. I thought maybe I was in a different case. Yeah, so I usually you choose a single stat. Then in metrics tab, we have, where's the metrics tab? Value stat, I have, where's the value stat? Which variable is that? Value. Oh, jeebus. For the value stat, I have, oh, the other one I have name. This one should be version. Okay, fine. So I put version. And in the legend format, I should put version. And I have version. Oh, right. Oh, no, that should be name. Sorry. So that should be the name. We'll figure this out. I guess I'm gonna have to write this down because every time I keep forgetting. So the name. What name? I don't have a name here. God damn it, my notes suck. The legend is correct. That's fine. That should be version. So I know that's for a fact. That's good. And I told myself to use a value stat name. It's the name of it. Okay. I must have been using very specific metrics here. So I don't mean this name, do I? There's no transitions here either. Okay. Just double checking if I already if I overwrote this somewhere. Threshold max value. That's the one. Holy crap. Okay. Just came to me. Okay. Holy shit. Okay. Let me explain this. Now I know why it seems so silly. Let's go. Oh, there we go. Oh my God. Oh, that was painful. Okay. So it has to be time series. And then use the legend. And the legend comes up as a field here after. Oh yeah. That's intuitive. Okay. Let's apply this. Wow. Hoping that's going to be the worst one. Anyway, so we're running Python 3.12.9. I do want to run Python 3.13, but we're just not there yet. Let me save this while we're going. Yeah. The saves don't matter. We're going to delete it after. Put it in take the JSON, put it in Terraform. All right. Well, that was painful. Moving on. All right. So These are the things I really care about: the total request, the error rate, and the average duration latency. So let's see. Let's see. What are we going to do here? All right. So in here, first of all, let's just change the namespace here. Let's make this namespace. I'm already excluding metrics. So that's not a thing I did in code. So it wasn't there, and I thought it'd be a good idea to add this. So in main, when we define, I also added lots of debugs here because just to see what's happening when you're deploying in the cluster. So just I excluded the common paths in multiple places. So first of all, I excluded instrumenting health points, health and health check. So you're not going to see them in the metrics. And I did the same thing for the logger as well. So for the logger, I added actually more code to the logger, where's the logger? Logger, where are you hiding? Oh, here, there's the logger. So what I did is I just created a little, list here at the top. And I'm just kind of excluding health and health checks and metrics and logging because it just creates so much noise in your container logs because the Kubernetes probe hits the health check or health endpoint every few seconds, right? Just to see if it's alive. So you have lots of noise in your logs. So now the logs are just a little bit cleaner, less noise. Right, so you're going to be excluding some of these. The paths already excluded, right? Now, I did exclude the health and health check from the instrumentation. Now, it should not instrument itself, I guess. That would be kind of silly, but I don't know. I didn't add metrics here, but I can come back and add metrics later. So here, let's see if this, what we have here. Right, so HTTP requests now. In here, we have a little bit different. These are more standardized right now. So we have HTTP server duration milliseconds. And what else do we have here? Right, size bytes, server response size. And we have buckets and we have counts. So we need the counts and then we need the buckets. So each one, it looks like has a count and a bucket and a sum. Okay, both. Okay, so all three. Okay, cool. So that's the following of the standards. We have standards now, I suppose, for the last several years in Prometheus. Oh, maybe less than Prometheus, more in observability when we can define some of these things. So let's see. Let me grab let me move this to the side so I can have a peek at this while I'm adding the updating the dashboards. So in this case, so this is the total requests. Let me see. Is there actually one for total requests? Yes, we do. We have active server requests. So let's do that one. Okay. So first of all, I'm going to check it in my Prometheus Explorer here. See if I have it. All right, we do. Now, why there's, okay, because it's per HTTP method get, post, and patch are all different. All right. So let's use the active requests as to calculate the total requests. Now let's do some, let's just refresh a few things here. Just want to generate a couple more. New flow, let's just create a new simple agent. All right, sweet. All right, we should have more metrics right now. All right, yeah, there's a little bit of spike here. All right. So let's see what we're gonna do here. Active requests can be used to calculate total requests. So I'll probably use this one here. You know what? While we're doing this, let me see if there's any other ones that come up here. Let's do it in a builder. Let's do it here. So, right, we have active requests. We have size, response. Okay. So I'm going to use the active request as the server request size bytes count. Yeah, I'll use that one. what I like to do usually is just double check that this all of them are coming up here, so I can go server. Yeah, because it just creates a map of all of them here. So anyway, so active requests, we have duration, request size in bytes, and request size response. Okay, so let's use the active requests. Maybe not. So these are currently active as I'm looking at the code. So they're not suitable for the total count. Now we can sort of bastardize some of these things and use the other one, not the active request, but let's see, let's use okay, this is just becoming an issue right now. Here, what is your problem? HTTP server, why? Just guess the time. I don't know, just get 6 hours. They should be here, man. Just oh, dude, this is just annoying. Okay. All right, let me just grab it from here. Grafana is being, as usual, friendly. All right, so what I wanted to grab is the respo. Yeah, this one, server request. I want the server request size in bytes. I want to use that one. Okay. All right, go away. I want this one here. Let's do a count. All right, cool. So we can use this one here because we have a count of all these different requests. So let's see. And also we have the status, so we can filter by status. So we group by status. And then also we can group by method as well. Okay. The rest is the same. So as long as we pass in, okay, let's do it. So let's see if we can use this specific one for total requests. So going back here. So I want something like that. All right. Which makes sense because I just refreshed the page a few times, so the request went up, okay? Okay, cool. Okay, let me save this. Now, we'll probably go back and fiddle with this a little bit more, but I just want to get the basics up. Okay, so start request, let's get the errors. Now for errors, we can use the same thing, just maybe just focus on the 400s and things like that, right? Oh, actually, that's what I did here. So let me see. For this one, so we're using duration count, but the duration and the bytes of the request should be in sync, right? Because they measure the same request. So let's do that. So in this case, I can just grab the one I have here. Just use the same thing as I have on the screen. It's just slightly different in this version. It's server duration milliseconds count, right? We have to kind of compensate for the milliseconds. Anyway, so we're doing a sum of all the 400 and 500 errors that come up, and we're going to divide it by all of them to get the percentage. Now I'm going to remove the path here for this one here, just because right now I don't know if it's needed. All right, like that. And we're going to do this based on namespace, because we know this is just for the backend, FastAPI. And the namespace, it doesn't need to be a regular expression, it has to be an exact namespace. Okay, cool. For this one, same idea. Let's see how this looks. 0. We have no errors. You know what? Let's just confirm that. First, let me just apply this and save this. We got 10 requests and we have 0 errors. Let me see. What can we confirm this? Well, we don't have the Nginx dashboard for the front end yet, so I guess we can confirm it there. So you know what? We'll leave it like that. Once we do the next dashboard for Nginx, we'll confirm it. All right, moving on to the next one. So this one's for the latency. Now this one I always like to look at to see what's happening. So same idea here. I'm going to remove these labels. And in this case, we're using a sum. I suppose I should use the sum on the other one as well. If you already have the sum, why calculate the sum, right? And the same here. And this is divided by the count. Okay. Just grab the namespace and let's see how this looks. Okay. Let's see if this makes sense. Average request average duration. That's the label I had there before. Is it really? Let me see. Sum divided by the count. Hold on a second. There's something not right. We have the method and we have the path. So the method and no, it's HTTP method and what's the path? The path is, where's the path? Anyway, so let me apply this for a second here. And then we can look at this one here. So we have HTTP method. Actually, for this one here, the duration count. So I'll just crap. So what is happening here? Let's see if we can. What is the best way to group this, right? So we'll have HTTP method here, and we have the HTTP target here. Okay. So I think I'm going to group it by target and by method because I want to see if a get on this on the endpoint is maybe different than a post or a patch, whatever. So maybe that's the best way of doing it here. So if I go back here. Six minutes. Yeah, I don't think that's right. All right, so this would be HTTP method. Okay. Yeah, there you go. Get, pod, patch. We see this now. The next thing is this will be HTTP target, right? HTTP target. There we go. All right. So I like that. So now I can see individual routes in FastAPI and how fast they are. Now this timing is off, man. There's something wrong with this timing. Did I just completely mess this up? Let me apply this. Let me save this just for now. All right, so going back here, let's see if these routes for LangFlow make sense. Holy crap, just go. I might have to deploy the latest version of Grafana. All right, so let me see what the hell we're calculating here. So I'm taking the sum, dividing by the count. One second, this doesn't make sense to me right now. And I don't know why I did it this way before. And then we have things here in minutes. That's obviously, this should be, this is way off. This should be microseconds, right? Or milliseconds in this case. So if these are milliseconds, we have to divide this by 1,000 at least. Well, let's see what the value here is. Oh, it's seconds. Yeah, this should be milliseconds. Date and time? No. Date rate? No. What the hell am I looking for? Time? Oh, there's time. That's some milliseconds here. There you go. That's a bit better. So let's see. Do we want to see this in milliseconds or seconds? It's nice to have milliseconds for alerts. We're going to do alerts of this, some Prometheus alerts, but let me think. I mean, nobody thinks in terms of milliseconds, right? Let's see. What can we do here? That's a little bit better. I can divide this by 1,000, and we'll get seconds, or a fraction of a second. Maybe that's better. Let me think about this for a second here. So, well, this looks a bit better now. Yeah. I might want to also filter by, let me save this. So, because this one, I do want to have a peek at, make this a bit bigger as well. Okay. You know what? I'll squeeze request count into here. Yeah, let me fiddle with this one a bit more. I'm just not happy how it looks right now. I want to arrange it first of all in order by the time. That's the first thing I want to do. So get the slowest one to the top, and then I can probably clip it to like top 10 slowest ones. So I want to have a peek at the dashboard. I can see what's happening. Obviously, a lot of times I'll just rely on Slack messages coming in, alert messages. So I don't have to look at these things. But if I do have to look at this thing, let's see. I want to. First of all, let's sort this, right? Let's see. Yeah. Yeah, let's sort this first. Okay. Yeah, and this guy's telling me to use rate on these things here. Let me see. That's the suggestion. Right. And then you have to go rate by, where is it, a minute or something? Interval, whatever minute, right? No, that's not what I want to do. I'll get the rate in a second. Let me see. First, we got to sort some of these things. So, what is the best way of doing this? I don't recall. I don't recall the sort. I don't know why. It's not coming to me. Let me look it up. Sort by label, right? That's the one. Sort by label. I want to sort by time. Sort by value. Yeah, that's the one I want to use. Sort by value. Sort by label description. Okay. Sort by value is the one I want. Oh boy. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So sort by value is just sort. It's a good thing I have my doc open here because otherwise I'd be like, what the hell is the function? Is it order by? It's not SQL. Sort by. Sort by. Hello. It's not sorting. It's not even running. What? It's only for the instant queries, right? They're saying so instant. All right, there we go. That's the sorting. Okay, cool. Now I want to reverse the sort. How do you reverse the sort? I don't even know if you can. Can you reverse? I'm looking at the function. It doesn't have a reverse. What? In ascending order. Okay. How do you do descending? So, sort descend. Okay. Oh, wow. Sort. Let's go descend. Okay, cool. Silly goose. All right. That's what I want. Okay, cool. So I want the slowest one at the top. Cool. All right. That's looking a little bit better. Now let's talk about this rate thing. So it is a time series data, right? So you should be looking at the slices of time and arguing over time, right? So just to get the best results, you want to look at a window and kind of do calculation within that window, and then just it's like a sliding window, right? So let's see. I think we should probably do a rate here because it makes sense. Let's see. Let me see what the results are. Okay. So usually what happens with the rate is, let me see, should I sort on the rate or sort? No, let's do it. Let's do the rate within the sort. So let's do a rate here, and then let's give it a window. A lot of times I make this also configurable, a drop down, so you can control the window of the rate. Let's do 5 minutes just to see how it feels, and then maybe make this configurable. Right, 5 minutes is obviously doesn't make sense. Let's do a minute. Nope. Okay, let's move the sort here. I want to see if the sort is impacting it. Wow. Was it 1 second window? Right. So in the last 30 minutes, look, I do want to look at say 10 minutes window. Okay, let's do 10 minutes just for fun. All right. Yeah, that's what I thought. Per second average, right? So calculates per second average rate of increased time series range vector, right? breaks. No, I don't want to do that actually for this one here. So let's see, what can we do here to make this a little bit better? So in Prometheus, we have a counter, it just goes up, right? So that's what we talk about what's the word I'm going to say? Monotically. It just goes up in one direction. That's what it means. So it just goes always up. You know, when you start the server, it goes back to 0 and then keeps on going up, right? So the count always goes up. And it goes up at a specific rate, right? So, you know, when you get the rate, it's like a rate of change. You can see the changes in counts, right? If the count goes up and down. So you can also use rate or increase. Now, in this case, I don't care about the rate. In this case, I really just want to get the the values for the timing here. So in this case, I really don't need that right now because I have different goals for this query. Okay. So I'm going to leave it like that. But for the next query, I am going to use a rate or increase. I think increased anywhere on, right? Not rate. So you can see how you want to see how the counter increases over time, right? So if you keep on adding things in the same, rate, that's not really exciting. But if you want to see peak, right? So if, say, for example, you instantaneously add 20 requests within a microsecond, the rate is going to give you that change, right? So it's like a rate of change for your derivative. Like it's almost like an instantaneous rate of change. When you take a derivative of the count, and you can see the peaks, when the count really spiked, right? Otherwise, it just goes the consistent rate. You don't see the change. Anyway, so for that, I'm going to leave it like that for now. So I'm happy with that. Now let's go into the request count here. So request count. We already have a total request. So this is, since we not, let me see, we don't have, for this specific, the default metrics, we can probably add our own metrics here. Probably I'll do that as well. Next time adding the code, we'll have additional metrics there. But for these ones here, we don't have the request count. We just have one on, it's actually the same thing. You know what? Let's just remove one. Okay, let's discard the changes here. So for this one here, total request. This is really not just request count, right? So we just counting the requests. So you know what? I'm just call this request count, and then remove the other one. Okay, it's gonna be request count. In this case, again, I'm not going to use the rate here because I don't want to see the rate of change. Now we do have sum already, so I don't have to do sum. I can do request, so count, I can do sum, right? Run queries, so it should be the same, right? And this is where the problem arises, right? Because now, okay, yeah, the sum is not what I want because it's a sum of the bytes. Okay, right? All right. And it just summed them up over time. So you can see there, you see this kind of, cadence and counts happens all the time here. I mean, like on regular schedule here. Now, if they're closer, that's what the rate will give you a spike if they're closer. Anyways, so I want that. So then this is our request count. So I don't need this request count here. So let me delete this one here. This is going to probably be for my FastAPI version. So I'll just remove this one here. Yes, remove it. Don't care. Now, this is where, you know what? Let's put the request per second here. So we on the same, so we have that one here. So here, request per second, just like that. And then I'll have the good request here, and then the errors right below that. Okay, that makes sense. Let's move this to the end. Okay. All right, let's do this. So request per second. Let's do that one. So it's not the total request. Again, we're going to use the where's my little window here? Here. I want the request duration millisecond count. Sure, one or the other. put the namespace in here. Namespace equals to, sorry, namespace equals to namespace. Let's see how this looks. There we go. Okay. So, and here I do want to look at the rate. So you can see there's a spike here when we refresh the page. Now let's refresh the page 3 more times. So there should be a spike in our activities again. So we just really care about the spikes, right? And if how big is the spike and how many spikes you have per second, things like that. Okay, so run this right now. Let's give it a few seconds to come in. I want to see what happens with my spike. And let's do this for last 5 minutes. So we just, okay, there we go. They're coming in right now. Okay, so there's a spike. Now let's combine them a bit. So right now it's all of them here. Now let's see, maybe we can, how will be, I just don't like to see that many metrics here. Well, let's do all of them actually. Let's combine them. Yeah, let's do that. So this is about total requests per second. So let's say total requests per second, total, not individual, okay? And then let's just do, I want to sum these ones first. So sum them and then do, let me see if this is good. No, that's not good. This is, where is it? There we go. Okay. So there was one ginormous thing here. We got 1.6 requests per second here. Cool. Just me refreshing the page a few seconds ago. Okay. So this is nice to have, just to get a kind of nice profiling of the system. So you can see, you kind of steady state requests per second and see if there's any spikes, and just leave it, running forward, maybe a week or 2 weeks, and just get a kind of understanding of the system. So this is kind of, again, it's you kind of zoom out. You don't care about individual requests here. You just want to see how the system doing as a whole. All right, so let's apply this. Cool. Next, let's look at the percentage of good requests over the bad requests. Okay. So I'm going to use the duration one as well. Count. Doing a count here as well. So the only difference here is here I want the namespace in here. Namespace. If I can spell namespace. Oh boy. All right, the path is going away again. I don't care about the path right now. Let's put the namespace on the other side, and then this gives you a percentage of the count of all the total count to the percent, so the percentage of 200s. Now, is it status code? Let me see. Where's my little thingy here? I don't think it's status code, is it? I think it's HTTP status. Where's the status? Yeah, it's HTTP status code. Okay, so that's the one we have on this. So yeah, there's a bit of inconsistencies all over these metrics here, but that's okay. Let's run this query. All right, sweet. Let's see. So it's 100%. No. So we have a regular expression here, just looking at the number here. And if you look at the number, the string that's in here, look at something that is close to 200, 201, 200, right? Right. Let's run this query again. Let's see if there's any more. Yeah, I'm probably gonna simulate some bad requests in a second just to see if it works. Anyway, so right now I'm getting 100%, which is good. That's good. It means we have no errors in our application, or maybe we haven't actually hit those endpoints yet. All right. Oh, let's change the value there. So let's see. Let's path. No, did I have this by path before? HTTP target. Target. Is it HTTP target? Oh, it is HTTP target. Okay. That was the path. Well, hold on. That doesn't make sense. That shouldn't be. I want all of them, not individual ones, right? So in here, I really don't care about this legend here right now. And the value here is just a percentage. So let's see, what can we do here? Let's see. Oh, yeah, I see it. So I messed up here. So here I'm doing a sum by path. That's why. Yeah, I don't know about that. So these are individual ones. Let's adjust this table here. So right, so we can have something like that. Give you a percentage. I suppose this is nice to know, so you know which ones are the worst ones. Yeah, I'll keep it. Okay, let's make it a little bit more pretty. Usually like to have it on the right side, but in this case, let's keep it at the bottom. And for the values, let's see how this looks. Let's make it a little bit wider. Yeah, let's just put some values here because it's not visible. All right, so I want to choose the average. Now let's choose. Yeah, let's choose the min and the max. Okay, and the max, and then put average here as well, so I can see on average. I'm not gonna do like percentiles here. Here I want to see. You know what? Maybe let's do percentiles. Screw it. Let's do. Yeah, let's do a naive percentile here. Okay, so let's remove the. Yeah, just do like that. Okay, not 91st. I want the 95th percentile. So let's go 95th percentile. Here we go. Let's get rid of this one here. Okay. All right, so it's going to give me the stragglers. So I can actually get them, and now we can filter by. Let's filter. So it would be nice to get the slowest one again, the one that actually. Actually, no, I want the reverse. I want to have the. I don't really care about the ones that are good. I care about the ones that are bad, right? So I don't want the 95th percentile. I want the 5th percentile. Let's just do it that way. Okay. So I really want the worst one, which is let me get the min above 0. Yeah, min above 0. Let's do it that way. Okay. So this is gonna give me the value, the worst value for each of these paths, routes, and fast API. Okay. And when I'll do the alert, I'll do it 95th percentile. So anything that is not part of 95th percentile, just let me know about it. So anything that is just part of the last percentile, it will let us know in our Slack message, and then we can go and fix it. Anyways, for this one here, let me do it that way. All right. It still looks kind of weird, but I'm probably will tweak it in a second, because percentage of requests, it's a weird thing. I don't even should call it that. I really care about the bad ones, not the good ones here, so we can fix the bad ones, the bad requests, the bad routes. Okay. One more thing. Let's just do the 500 errors. Actually, let's do both 500 and 400 errors as well. So let's grab the same thing here. Same metrics. So in this case, we're going to do what? Yeah. It's the same idea here as the previous one. It just needs a little bit adjusting. HTTP target. And here we're going to be summing byte at HTTP target. And we just need the namespace in here, because we just care about the namespace right now. Namespace equals to namespace. $sign namespace. Path metrics goes away unless we'll see it. All right. And bumpkits, right? Because this one is HTTP status, right? Where's yeah, here, HTTP status code. That is the freaking label. All right, now we shouldn't have any, right? Because there's, cool. So I'm gonna duplicate this one here. So let's apply this one. And just duplicate it. So we can, there should be duplicate, right? Duplicate, sure. And then just make this one here 400. So 400 are the business errors usually, right? Things like that. So let's change the regular expression. Let's change this to be 4x requests. And the rest is good. Let's apply this. All right, so this is going to be a basic default dashboard. Let's see how useful it is, and then we'll come back and tweak it. So this gives you a good information. Let me see. I'm saying that, but let's just have a peek. All right, we know the Python version because we can deploy with many different Python versions, so that's nice to know. Sweet. Now where else? We have the average request duration here, so you can look at the worst one here, or at least for debugging purposes, we can see it. Total requests, errors, requests per second. So we have the rate, percentage of good requests. I don't like this one here still. If it's percentage of good requests, then you know what? Let's just not group them by. It's going to be almost like a rate. So in this case, I'm not going to group by HTTP target or sum by target. I'm going just to do a sum. Just a sum, simple sum. All right. And for the option here, we're going to do what? Nothing. I'm not going to display anything here. Right. And I'm just going to remove this from, let's see, I want to remove the legend like this. Okay. So this just gives me a nice bar so I can see visually what's happening here. Yeah. Let's make this a little bit less fat. Put this thing on the diet here. Okay, good. All right. All right, let's save this. Let's refresh the page a few more times here. Let's just go Did we get kicked out? What's happening? What's happening? Good. I want to see some errors. Come on, I want to see some errors. Let's see. Any errors right now? Let's refresh this. So we scrape every few seconds, every 5 to 10 seconds. There we go. We just got them. Okay, there we see. There's a little spike here. Boom. All right. Cool. All right. So it's giving us basic information just so we can, see things happening at a glance. This request count, again, I'm not a big fan of request counts because they will change over time. So it's nice to see, like here, we have 5 requests per second. You can see the rate, right, just increased. But the total count, I'll leave it for now, but I think I'll convert this to a rate as well, because it's better to look at the rate. Anyways, let's save this. So from this point on, we're going to manage this in Terraform. So let's do this. So now let's just do some GitOps. Again, we don't want to just do the dashboard in Grafana and leave it because, even though it's saved on Grafana disk, Kubernetes, we want to manage it through GitOps process, right? So any changes we have in Git, because this is not in Git right now. So let's do this. Let's put this in Git. Oh, there's a couple other custom metrics I saw before I move on from this. What is this? Oh, that's my dashboard. Okay, you go away now. Give that to me. So create metrics here. So I did see a few custom ones. Let me see. Where's the custom ones here? I know I saw it here in the code. So maybe we should add the. Am I blind? Oh no, here. Okay, here we go. So one for file uploads and one for number of file uploaded. Okay, so you can probably add a little bit later. So now we can. So these are the 2 custom application level metrics. Okay. I haven't done any uploads yet, so I'm not going to have any. But I'll just see if it comes up in my Explorer here. So should be 0 for this one here. Yeah, okay. So once we do file uploads, I'll go back and we tweak this a bit. Anyways, moving on. So there's a few other custom metrics I want to add, like the version of the FastAPI, so we know which version it is, so we can track it. Again, for production support, it's always nice to know what version server you're running exactly to the hash commit level, so then you can look at the any Git issues that come up. Or if there's some weird shit happening in production, you can go and look at the specific version of your server. So I want that, and I also want the version of the application as well, because that will publish. It's part of the Project Tomo here, so we can expose this as a metrics as well. So this version. So those 2 metrics I want to add. So first, let's do the Terraform thing, and then we'll add it later. Okay, Terraform thing. So first, let's kick off GitOps. For GitOps, we're going to create a new branch for our dev. GitOps always starts with a branch because it's GitOps. All right. So in here, let's call it Atlantis dashboard. Backend ID. All right. So let's go look at our Terraform code here quickly. Damn, I should have better labels for these things. Okay, let's. Oh yeah, I remember I was supposed to post these commands for debugging networking Kubernetes. Let me save them, just for fun. Here, let's just create a new bash. Debugging sh or debugging network. And let me just dump it here. And so I'll push this to a repo as well, so people can have it. Probably should put some comments here why I did it, what the hell I was doing here. I'll leave that for later. Let me just put the shebang here so we know that it's a bash. Damn you, code completion, why you mock me? And this just, oh my God. Why are you mocking me code completion? Anyways, yeah, let's put a description here. These are commands. Just holy crap, man, to debug network issues. Okay, perfect. So I'll leave it at that for now. Yeah. All right, anyways, I'll save that for later. What is this? Bloody hell. Oh, yeah. I should probably post this as well. I like this command. I'll use it a lot. Don't save. All right, cool. All right, we're good. So now we're ready for dev. Okay. So when it comes to Grafana, the way we deploy Grafana, it has a little operator there, a little piece of, a container that listens to or scrapes or listens to config file or config maps and secrets as well. So if you create a config map with specific label, it will pick it up and add it automatically to Grafana, right? So our goal here is to take the JSON object from Grafana and throw it in Terraform, and then use the Kubernetes provider in Terraform to create a config map with specific label, and that's all. And then you can just mention in Git, right? Grafana will pick it up. All right, so let's just do that. So let's do, should we create a new folder? Let's just add a new Terraform first. So let's call this monitoring. Monitoring. Should I call it monitoring? Or let's call it metrics. Metrics TF. Okay. And let's create a new directory for dashboards. So dashboards. So we're going to have dashboards. So the dashboards go with your deployment, right? So they're packaged there. So a lot of times you have dashboards going with your Helm charts, dashboards going with your, kind of other parts of your code. I like to have it with a deployment, because when I deploy it here with the Helm chart, I can also apply the dashboard at the same time, right? So I don't like the tight coupling right now that happens with the Helm charts and everything that's in there, because sometimes I want to have the ability to change things around, right? So anyway, so avoiding tight coupling architecture, we're going to put it here in the dashboard directory. So we're going to have multiple dashboards here. So first dashboard is going to be our LangFlow FastAPI, just call it FastAPI .json, okay? Because they're all JSON files. So since we have the JSON here in our dashboard, let's grab the JSON. Just grab it here. Bob's your uncle. Stupid Bob. All right, so we have it here. Now we can tweak it here as well, the UID, stuff like that. I'm just going to leave it the way it is right now. Yeah, okay. So now, if I can, did I misspell metrics? So the idea here is in this metrics Terraform, we need to create a config map from the JSON, right? So let me just move this to the side so I have it for reference. All right, cool. Sweet. Let's make this plural. Sorry, singular, not plural. All right, FastAPI. All right, let's do it here. So what will be the best way of approaching this quickly? I don't really need a new TF file. I can just put this into main. Because it's just one resource, right? So what? Forget the metrics one here. I'll just put this in the main. Main is not that big yet, so we can manage having our resource here. Okay, so I'll just create a new resource. This is going to be our Kubernetes config map. So sure. Okay. FastAPI, let's call it dashboard. All right. I don't know where it's getting this code suggestion from, but let's just go with it. Oh, that's not bad. Fast, yeah, that's not bad. Okay, so we need to also give it a path as well, because it's using TerraGrant as well. So it might confuse where the file is. So I only put it, this should be at the path module, sure. Dashboard with an S. All right, I call it FastAPI. Wow, I'm actually impressed with this code completion here, dude. That was actually pretty solid. Okay, no complaints that one. All right, now the thing that's missing is labels, right? So the way Grafana picks up this config map in your Kubernetes clusters by what the hell just happening? By labels. So we need to give it labels. Now these labels are very special labels that the best tremendous labels, best in the world, that we deploy with Grafana, and then we expose them as Terraform output so we can pick them up. So in here, we're going to have a data source. So data source is the prom stack. So in my data file, there should be, did I add it already? Yeah, so there we go. So we have prom stack. Let's just do that. So there's a label and a key from the prom stack that I need. So it's going to be, let's put this in quotes. So this is going to be the key. Bad code completion, bad code completion. Go to hell. So it's going to be like this. Data. Oh, it's not bad. The keys are not correct, but that's not bad. Prom stack output Prometheus. No, that's not the one. I need Grafana dashboard label key. Okay, and this one's going to be same thing, but it's going to be label. Label. Let's put this in the quotes as well, so you don't get any funny business happening here. Label value. Anyways, so we defined this ahead of time in our Grafana deployment, so then we can use it here whenever we deploy dashboards. Okay, so we're good. Let me see. It looks kind of weird with these time codes in here. What is this? 2 hours ago? What the hell is that? Oh, I guess I pushed something 2 hours ago. All right, so the peek here. So let's see if this makes sense. We're grabbing a file from dashboard directory. This is a FastAPI JSON. We're throwing it into our config map, into our namespace. Oh, what the hell? What the hell just happened here? How? How do you close this? Okay. What's the command to close this freaking site thing? Nobody knows? Is it this thing here? Oh, it's that thing. Okay, cool. Well, okay. Anyway, so we're creating a config map, and that config map is going to be our LangFlow namespace. It's going to live there, and we'll have the specific label. So, all right, so before we deploy it, let's be brave, and go back to Grafana and delete the dashboard, because, again, we want this to be added automatically through Git or Terraform. So where's the delete button here? I want to delete you. You go to hell now. Never come back. Here, delete dashboard. Ready and done. No more dashboard. All right, let's look at dashboards. Why is it still existing? So Grafana has some bugs. Okay, let me refresh this. It just disappeared. Okay. All right, Grafana. All right, so we're gone. So we don't have it anymore. So next when we apply the Terraform code, it should appear magically for us. All right, let's apply this. So let's push the changes with the Git process. There's a JSON object, or JSON dashboard, and there's our debugging thing, right? I'll just push that as well. I just don't want to lose that code. It took me a while to write those commands. And this one creates a config map. Yeah, namespace is good. The dashboard, Grafana. dashboard key. Let me just double check if I didn't misspell this for some funny reason. Grafana dashboard label and Grafana dashboard label value key. So value. What the hell just happened here? Siri, you go to hell. All right, no, it's good. Okay. Just want to double check just in case. All right, let's push this. Now you have the ability to make the dashboard editable if you have permission. So once you deploy it, it's in Grafana, you can edit it, save it, push it back to Git, and just redeploy it, right? So you don't get to this WordPress issue where people just live in WordPress, edit everything, and just lose the changes because WordPress does, right? Because there's no backup or something, right? So anyway, so this is Git driven. So you have to push things to Git to get things working. Now, in my case, I won't need to do a pull request right now, but I have a Git process. Let's do a pull request. Anyways, this is our long-ass Grafana dashboard here. Sweet, what else? And creation of config map. All right. I did not mess this up today. Dashboard, FastAPI JSON. All right. Let's see how badly I messed up. Let Atlantis apply this. Come on, Atlantis, wake up. There we go. All right, let's apply the changes. Come on, Atlantis. You're just deploying a config map. It shouldn't take that long, man. Seriously. Seriously, bro. There we go. It merged the pull request. Now let's have a peek at the config maps in that namespace to see if it was generated. All right. There we go. Here's the dashboard. Here's the JSON object. Okay, now the next part, and then here's the Grafana label here, Grafana dashboard. Now, it takes a few seconds for it to be visible here. Let's refresh this page. There we go. It's right here. Boom, done, right? There we go. Straight from Git. All right, let's see what's happening here. Yeah, no data for these ones here because no errors. All right. So I have a basic thing that we can kind of go back and forth and start tweaking it more. I already know that I want to change these request counts because I want the rate in this case because I really don't care how many requests you make. There's just not a number that is useful. You want to look at the rate of change. A little bit of calculus, right? Not instantaneous rate of change because that's an oxymoron. If you teach, you never told you that. It's an oxymoron. There's no such thing as instantaneous rate of change. So derivatives are a lie. It's a big lie. I don't want to create a whole thing in a math community here, but it's a lie. There's no such thing as instantaneous rate of change. Because how can you instantaneously change rate? Anyways, I will good. Next step. We should probably do something here. Let's do a little bit of a workflow to some agentic AI since it's running. Yeah, why not? I do have a really nice LangGraph project that I want to convert to LangFlow. So LangGraph is from LangChain. They always have obviously creative names. It's like Crew AI. So LangGraph and Crew AI are pretty much similar frameworks. Crew AI with flows, right? So Crew AI is another agentic AI framework. Now the problem with those two frameworks is that it's code, right? It's low-level code. In this case, sorry, it's high-level code. It's pure coding. This is low-level code, right? So there's very little coding here. So you know what? Let me grab. I'm going to grab a repo of a hedge fund. So let's just build a hedge fund agent here. Why not? Let's do this live. Let's be ambitious here, okay? So let me just go find a repo where I saw a nice hedge fund agent. And I'm going to see if we can convert it to, let's see, where is that repo? Well, somewhere in my feed. Oh, we're going to do lots of agentic AI for DevOps. We're going to create our own DevOps engineer, 100%. But right now, just to kind of test the waters here. And I also want to see if I need to deploy Redis, maybe Celery, maybe some other messaging bots, just to see how efficient it is running some of these more complicated tasks. I need to have a nice benchmark going. Let's have a peek. Where the hell did I put this repo? Oh, I think I got it. All right. Wow, I've been ranting about lots of different things. Where's the link? I'm talking about the link. I'm talking about the repo, but where's the repo? Holy crap. Somebody just talks too much. That's a long ass stream here. It's probably me. All right, there we go. We're in the right place in chatting here, where I got the repo. All right, let's start on this screen. No, this screen. All right, so a hedge fund. So I found this one here. Somebody found it for me, one of the co-workers. So here we go. Here's a nice agentic system where we kick this off and we have multiple agents and we have additional agents here. And then we decide if you buy or sell or hold on to your stock, I guess, trading decisions, okay? So if we have a peek at this is LangGraph code. So we have agents here, all these different Python agents here defined. So again, so if you don't make any changes, you have to go and do it here, right? We want to do this low code. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab the prompt from here and see if we can kind of reverse engineer this and put this in LangFlow. And if we can do this really quickly. All right, so there's lots of good stuff here, but yeah, I got this. I just found the prompts. Okay, cool. So for example, what's this one? Ben Graham. Okay, Ben Graham is here. That's his prompt here. There's a system prompt. And there's a human prompt here. Nice. Okay. So our goal is going to be to take some of these prompts and these messages and throw it into LangGraph or LangFlow. Sorry. All right. So we have a simple agent here. Let's just take one of these simple. Yeah, this one we just created here. So I'm just going to delete some of this stuff. Let's just start fresh. Actually, we might have to go soon. I see. But let's start this fresh. All right. So first thing so anyway, so we have OpenAI. We have a couple of different language models so you configure API keys ready to go. How are we going to start here? Let's put this hedge fund to the side so I can start copying pasting things to our LangFlow. Okay. Let's change the name here. How do you change the name? Hello, where's the edit button here? Okay, noob. So let's call this the same thing. Let's call this hedge fund. And we're just going to say we're getting this. I'll throw the repo here. So we give credit to people that did it first. So just throw the git here. So we're going to convert the link graph. Hedge fund, hedge fund, agentic AI, found here to LangGraph. Oh, just whatever. Which can be, okay, cool. Anyways, we'll deal with the rest later. So that's our starting point. All right. So I'm just gonna have this to the side, my little git here, so I can look at the how they designed that specific agentic system. So they have multiple employees. They have 11 employees. Okay, so here you go. So we're gonna have 11 boxes here for the agents here. So we can see all these 11 employees here. Okay, so let's just create some of these employees, and then each employee gets a prompt. Each employee gets connected to a specific thing as well. And let's see if we need to do this without a lot of money. So the font, okay, so that's the only thing here. The only thing I need is financial data set here, API key here. So I might need to go and grab this thing here, but the rest is okay. We already set up. And I don't even know what that is, the financial thingy. Let's see what that is. Okay, cool. So let's see. Let's look at the pricing here. Is there a free tier so we can use for testing? Oh wow, wow! This is some expensive prices here, son. What the hell? What the hell? Per month, I'm not gonna pay $200 per month for a test. You know what? Let me set it up and let me see if I can probably find. Let me see if I can find another place where it has a free tier that's similar to this, because the agentic system is going to be the same. Just the source is going to be a little bit different. Who's begging me? Let's see. Okay. Okay, let's see. What can we do here? Let me have a look at the repo and see how integrated that is, first of all. Maybe we can get like, Yahoo Financial data for much cheaper. So let me just see, how is this used all over the place? You know, let me fork this actually. Let me just get this into my little VS Code here. So let's do this. So I can just steal all the code quickly versus doing this in the browser. There we go. It's much better. Okay, now we can look at the code here. All right. So looking at the README, the only thing that comes up is that we need to deal with is the cost of the financial data coming in. So we have agent definitions. We have, what else? We have tools, so API tools. So I'm going to have to look at that. And that's it. So let's have a look at the API tools. So in tools, API. Here we go. So the get prices one, this is what we need to look at. Okay, so this one here. Now, for our purposes for demo, just creating an agent, we don't need to grab prices every few freaking seconds, right? So if I can just grab the prices from say Yahoo Finance or maybe Google Finance, just to kind of as an example, that's probably the better way. All right, so let's just create the agents first, and then once we have the agents, we can figure out how to get this ticker data. The only thing I need to care about is the structure of this ticker data. What's in it, right? That's interesting. You have your ticker, you have your end starting limit. Okay, that's pretty cool. That's looks like a good service to have. And the only thing I care about is really this thing here. So now it tells me exactly what metrics, what data is coming back into this payload. Okay, so yeah, some of these things might be they're required for the agents to make a decision. I know I'm gonna continue making the agent, and then maybe we'll pay for 1 month just for demo purposes, just to have a financial agent, quote quote. Maybe it will make my money back. Suggest to buy stocks, maybe Tesla. Since they're burning the cars, Tesla is cheap. Everybody should buy Tesla. That's not financial advice. That's just an observation from a noob, which is myself. Anyways, so yeah, okay, cool. So let's use this this little window here as my spy window to create a hedge fund. So we're done with Prometheus for now, observability. Let's just do some examples right now. And well, I'm not going to pay the price for this financial data yet. Like I said, we'll do the agents, and if I can get it somewhere else, I get the financial data somewhere else. And if not, we'll just do, okay, same. So that's observability for now. Let's close this. I still have to create the Nginx observability for the React application to get some feedback on that, some analytics, but we'll do it later. Key cloud goes away. Let's just clean up a bit. Sweet. All right. So we're starting with the hedge fund. And when it comes to LangGraph, as we saw, you have to code a lot of that stuff in, right? In our case, we're just going to drag and drop this and see if we can quickly get up and running, obviously without the financial data, because we don't have we're not paying for the financial APIs yet. All right, so we have 11 employees to get through, because that's how many they have. So let's start with Ben. So Ben is going to be our first hedge fund employee. So let's go on, Ben. How have you been, Ben? All right. Just going to grab Ben's data here as prompt. So Ben's responsibility, it looks like, is, where's the Mr. Ben here? Benny boy. He's the godfather of value investing, it says. Only buys hidden gems with margins of safety, within margin of safety. All right, so he's not really a bullish investor. There's no bulls. So this is a very safe investor. Okay, so Ben Graham is safe investor. Okay, let's see where Mr. Ben Graham is. Where's his prompt? So it's a bearish investor, and with that, the prompt is also kind of silly, but let's go with that. Okay, so here's the system prompt. All right, so this is how it is in the GitHub right now. So it says you're a Benjamin Graham agent making an investment decision using his principles. Okay, first, okay, let me just format this so I can see better. Oh, formatting is not the best in this window. Oh, you suck. All right. First, you got to insist on a margin of safety by buying below intrinsic value. Okay, cool. Second is you emphasize the company's financial strengths. So lower leverage, ample current assets. Okay. You prefer stable earnings over multiple years. Yeah, it's very safe. Consider dividend record for extra safety. And 5, avoid speculative or high growth assumptions. Focus on proven metrics. Okay. I guess that's a good, decent prompt for a safe investor. And he has to do what? Return a rational recommendation. So we're asking him to return bullish, bearish, or neutral with confidence level 0 to 100 for concise reasoning. Okay, that's not a bad prompt, I guess, to start with for Ben. Okay. All right. I like to give this guy a name. You know what? Maybe you should put a sticky here, a little bit of a text beside it so we can explain it. Let's open all of them up here so we have quick access to all these different tools here. Okay. Okay, cool. All right, we're good. Let me also change the zoom to actual size so you don't have to do. Okay, sweet. So let me document this. What the hell just happened there? What? Beta, show legacy. Show me legacy as well. Yeah, let's do all of them. Oh, text. Where's the note? I want to put a note in here. I don't want to put text. Hold on. This is, I don't want that. I want to have a text here. Where's the text thing? Did I imagine it? Where's my text? Hold on a second. Which component is this? What? All right, I need my documentation component here. Going back. All right, so let me just describe this guy here. So we know when we look at this later, what's happening here. Let's just put it here. Oh my goodness, okay. Anyways. So I'm just going to grab it straight from code. So I'm going to use the same language as in the repo so we can then look it back and see what happened. So for Ben Graham, This is our agent, Ben Graham. So we can see it here. Why is this so weird? There we go. Just make this smaller. Let's make this yellow. Okay. I'm going to put some more stuff in there in a second. Anyway, so that's our first agent, Ben Graham. Okay, so going back to Mr. Ben Graham. Now, it also has a human input as well. So not just agent instruction here, we also need to deal with the inputs. So for the inputs, he takes in the ticker data and analysis data straight from the API. So how are we going to deal with this? Let's create a variable as they have it here, and then we won't fill the variable yet. So we're going to have inputs here. We're going to have an input for ticker and analysis data. Okay. And you know what? Let's just do input here. So it's going to be text input. Okay, so that's going to be our text input here. Let's make this a tool. Make this input. Now, in our case, it says that based on the following analysis, create Graham-style investment signals, right? Okay. So we're going to use the same input with the same variables just to keep it consistent. Just going to dump this in here so we have it. So I'm not going to run this, obviously it's not going to run, but the idea here is that we have the ticker variable here and we have the analysis data variable here, which is going to come from the financial services data set. I'm just going to throw it here so I have it for reference. I'll screw the formatting right now. All right, so let's just create a couple of variables right now. And maybe what I can do is, I wonder if I can just create like a fake message because we have the payload from the financial services. So we can create like a mock payload here, just throw some, maybe go to Yahoo Finance right now and just grab like Tesla stock or something and make that the analysis data. Let's do that. All right, so let's do it as a text input. So I'm gonna have another text input. So this is gonna be my input message here. So I'm gonna go past this one. Now, the reason I'm doing this one, this can be my mock data, right? So here, I'm just gonna throw my mock financial data for Tesla stock. So let's just go look at financial, what was it, Yahoo Times? Yahoo Financial something? Yahoo Finance, that's the one. There we go. We have some, oh, no. Let's go look for Tesla. Holy crap, what's happening with this website? Why is it switching focus to Tesla here? Right, so all that information here at the bottom, we want to put that into a payload, so then we can give it to our Ben Graham to analyze. Let me see, do we have enough? I'm just going to look at the class that was created for the financial services here. God damn, maybe we should pay for financial services. Here's $200, man. Come on, what's $200 between friends, right? Okay, so we have all these different parameters that they're expecting. All these different parameters here, okay? So I can see we have some of them already, but not all of them. Let's start small. So I'm gonna grab, we have at least 1/3 of them from that Yahoo Finance, okay? The financial metrics that are coming in. All right, let's do that. Oh, actually, business meeting. Sorry. We're gonna have to clean this tomorrow. So tomorrow we're gonna do a little bit more of this hedge fund, or maybe we'll do a little bit more of observability, and then jump to hedge fund because I do want to finish the front end development. Sorry, I want to have a dashboard, the front end for the React application. So get that out of the way, and then once we start using it, we can actually see some feedback, maybe web vitals as well, and then that's gonna give it. It's gonna be great while we're creating the dashboard. We can get some quick feedback. Okay. Anyways, that's it for today. I gotta run. Good day, sir.